Welcome back to the channel. As always, I've missed you. I'm making this video from St. Louis. I'm traveling for work, so I apologize if the audio visual isn't so good. But I was actually excited about doing this reaction to Sister Wives because, I've been complaining that there wasn't enough happening. There was not a lot that happened in this video either, but I thought that the different clips that TLC showed, I thought they were more thought-provoking. Before I get into this, I always forget to say it. Smash, destroy, annihilate, whatever, the like button. The YouTube algorithm needs it. Thank you. So there's a few things I want to discuss. The first is the show started off with a video of Robyn's daughters sort of complaining about the fact that no one recognizes how much effort Robyn has put into, facilitating a relationship between Kody and Janelle, a relationship between Kody and Meri, right? But when Aurora is talking, it looks like a hostage video. I mean, she is super stiff and she is like, I don't understand why people... And, people thought that she was reading a script behind the camera or that she was medicated. And when my wife and I did the watch along, we're both going like, what is going on? And the truth is, I don't know. My belief is that she was very anxious and that this is emotionally trying for her. And so when people, for some people, when they try to control their emotions, the strategy is be sort of as stoic as possible. Remove all connection, all emotional connection to what we're talking about so that I don't get agitated. And so I think that's why she was so stiff. I think she had a script in her mind. I don't know that she had a script behind the camera, but I think she had something she wanted to say, and it was just, how do I deliver this without getting myself agitated in any way. That's my guess. I imagine that if I'm her, I have seen the internet ridicule my mom every week for being so emotional. And so I would imagine that it's her effort to really not fall into that trap. The second thing that I thought was really interesting was the gender reveal party for e.13. And most of the family's there. And Kody's really uncomfortable. And by the way, he should be uncomfortable because 80% of the people on the call don't like him. So he's really uncomfortable. And when he's interviewed, he goes, I know that e.13 and Tony love me and Robyn. And because those two love me and Robyn, the call was fine. And what I thought was interesting about it was it felt like he's adopted a much more passive style to this. So historically, it has been, I'm mad at you, and how dare you, and he's sort of lashing out. Whereas in this case, it was the opposite. It was sort of like, I know that no one, he's been defeated. I know that no one here likes me, but these two do, and because these two do, I can tolerate the distress of everybody being angry at me. I think it's, I've said this 1,000 times on this channel, I think it's just such a mistake for a parent to take a passive approach to their relationship with their kids. When he's on the Zoom call with these people, right, these kids, not people, these are his kids, he makes no effort to even talk to them. And so it's almost like it's not just that they have to lead the way as far as getting in the conversation. Even when he's on a call with all of these people, he doesn't reach out to say, hey, Gabe, how have you been? Or, hey, it's good to see you, right? There's no effort at all to create, and he's unwilling to do anything. The only thing he's willing to be active about is fighting for the relationship between him and Robyn. And he keeps doing this. Me and Robyn are going to be like this. I think it's probably Robyn and I are going to be like this, and you're not going to break us apart. And at first blush, I think that makes sense. Like if you take a monogamous relationship, for example, the parents should be fully aligned, and you don't want to allow your kids to split you. I don't want to have a relationship with my son where I'm like, yeah, mom's crazy. And I don't want to make decisions as parents where, my wife is saying, yeah, it's fine for you to have candy, and I'm saying, no, you can't have candy, and we're parenting in two very different directions. The candy is a silly example, but the idea is parents shouldn't be parenting in different directions. But that's not really what Kody's saying. If you watch it back, he's not saying Robyn and I are going to be very communicative and make sure that we are offering the same parental direction. What he's saying is Robyn and I are aligned, and if you have any belief, view, perspective, if you do anything that questions either one of us, you're cut out, which to me is the exact opposite of how a parental relationship should work, especially with adult kids. If a child has a problem with mom or dad, the answer isn't F you to the kids, the answer is, hey, what are we doing so that we can create more alignment? I'm hoping that I'm saying that well. Let me say it this way. It feels to me like Kody's entire effort is to protect his relationship with Robyn. For Kody, keeping that relationship exactly as it is right now is more important than all of his kids, how his kids feel, his relationship with his kids, the relationship with Robyn. None of that is nearly as important as Kody getting what he wants in this specific relationship right now. Right? And I think we've all talked about different reasons for that. I think that I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, but praise, adulation, deference, respect, all those things, he gets that from Robyn, and so he's like, don't you dare mess up what I'm getting from her. And I think that in a healthy family, the effort of the parents should be to collectively decide how are we going to navigate our relationships with these different children so that we have a healthy environment for all of us. It's a very different approach than what Kody is doing, which is why I think when you watch it, you're going like, what a massive. Now, the last piece that was interesting, I didn't fully clock until I read the comments from the watch-along video that Allison and I posted. So, Meri does not attend Mykelti's gender reveal party. And Kody says, I don't know why, I thought they were good. Later in the episode, Janelle says, I haven't seen Meri in 10 months or whatever, and it's no big deal, I don't care. And I thought it was weird that no one cared about Meri. I was sort of wondered about that. And I had heard murmurings about Mykelti saying that she was abusive. Well, after I posted the video, somebody sent me a DM with a clip of Mykelti talking about Meri. And without question, Mykelti feels like she was verbally abused by Meri. I have a couple of thoughts about it. The first is, it's surprising to me that Kody would say, I thought they were good. Because it's not like, Kody wasn't there, he didn't see it, so he doesn't know. Mykelti has gone public and talked about it. So it's out there, and you would think that if your daughter felt like she was verbally abused by your wife, you would think that that would come up at some point in conversation with somebody. But Kody is either lying or he's just unaware and he's burying his head in the sand. I don't know. And then the second piece is just as a viewer who likes Meri, I'm reeling a little bit from the fact that Mykelti's so clear about having been mistreated by her. And it's like it hasn't been aired on the show. She did it in a separate interview, and so it's like I don't know if Meri's had a chance. I have a lot of thoughts about it. Like, a part of me goes, well, I want to interview Meri. I want to get Meri's perspective. I want Meri to be able to defend herself, right? And I look at it and go, if I felt like I had been verbally abused by my mom, the last thing I would want is people going, yeah, but were you really? Right? We have to believe that that was Mykelti's experience. And I've had other people send me messages saying that Peyton has also come out on podcasts and stuff and said that, and supported Mykelti's perspective on that. So, I wish we could hear from Meri, but I also don't want to sit here and say that Mykelti's wrong, right? I think it's devastating all the way around. So those are my thoughts from the show. Let me know what you think in the comments below.